Now to the battle over water rights on the Navajo Nation. Over the summer, the Supreme Court refused to expand the federal government's obligation to secure tribal water rights, saying that decision should be left to Congress. Well, last week, senators finally took up that question in Washington. Our Alexandria Cullen was at the hearing.
Senators and witnesses agreed that it is the government's legal obligation to protect a tribe's right to water. But for Navajo Council Speaker Crystalyne Curley, it's not just a legal obligation, it's a moral and an ethical one.
I think the undergrounding truth is really going back to livelihood, like being able to live at home, being able to, brush your teeth with the clean running water, or just to have a drink from the sink.
The hearing comes months after a divided Supreme Court ruled that the government is not required to take affirmative steps to guarantee Navajo water rights beyond what was granted in the original 1868 treaty with the tribe. For lawyer Heather Tanana, who was born and raised in the Navajo Nation, the court's decision simply does not make sense.
Why did the Supreme Court go the other way, not finding a trust responsibility? I'd like to note it was a close case, 5-4 decision, and frankly, I do think that the majority got it wrong.
Members of the Senate Indian Affairs Committee pointed to the billions in funding that has been approved in recent years to improve tribes' access to clean water. But many, like Montana Senator Steve Daines, also said lawmakers need to do more.
And if Congress doesn't act, then these issues will play out in the courts, where no one is a winner except for lawyers, and everybody is harmed.
Frustrations at the hearing were high, but it appeared that hopes were too, with many senators calling the hearing an important part of a larger conversation. Curley agreed.
Looking forward, just have to continue to stay hopeful and just trying to work with different parties on how to, get our what's rightful a human right, to access to water.
Witnesses and lawmakers said the fight is ongoing, but they're eager to work with one another to make changes for the better. In Washington, Alexandria Cullen, Cronkite News.